So this evening is about daring to dream. And I think this is a really special group of players. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, that this is a special group of players. And here we are, here you are again and in the early hours in Sydney, and getting up and on Monday morning, some of you would have played on the weekend or training and school and college in front of you. So I think for me, it takes a lot of courage and to keep going. And it's a great group of players, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I feel sort of privileged to work with you guys. It's great. I mentioned last week, I put some stats up last week. So predominantly the work we're doing this week is going to be based on chapter 4 here, Daring the Dream of the Excel book. So the idea is to sort of dare to dream. And there's a quote, regret can describe not only the dislike for an action that has been committed, but also regret of inaction. Many people find themselves wishing they had done something in the past situation. Most people regret things they haven't done, not the things they've done. So we can take that to mean what you will. And I suppose in life, you can play it safe and never try anything. And people play it safe, and it takes courage to have a go, to step up. And I truly believe that if you have a go and you give it your best shot, we don't always get the result we're looking for at that point, but we end up where we need to go. And I mentioned last week the stats about, at least in the UK, at least these stats based on the research I've read a few years ago, about all children who play in academies, roughly at 9.5% will make it professionally level the game. Out of 180, out of 1.5 million players who play organised youth football, any one given time will end up playing in the Premier League, so 0.012. And you think, okay, those statistics are not there to sort of make you think, wow. Those statistics are there to say, okay, well, why not me? But also, as I mentioned last week, about having plans in life, not just around football, in other areas, because obviously, for one reason or the other, only so many people can make it in the game. But I truly believe that having a goal and setting our sights, irrespective of what we do, we go and try the best we can be the best person we can be in every area of our life, then that's winning in itself, and that's a transferable skill. If it were easy, guys, everyone would do it. If becoming a professional footballer was easy, everyone would just get up in the morning and decide, you know what, I'll sort of become a pro, and that'd be the end of that. So you got how hard you're training at the moment. And that's one of the things really where there are no guarantees. So it's not always easy in a world without any guarantees, and in a world where sometimes we don't get what we deserve. But that's why we've got to stay strong. But what I want to do is think about, how you got to where you are, and how you got to where you are took some doing, because, many of you play at a higher level, and think about how you got to where you are. You worked hard to get there. You put the effort in to get there. Now, the next aim is to sort of incrementally go as high as you possibly can. So if you got to where you are, can we keep edging away and sort of go as far as you can? And think about it for a moment, guys. What would you like to achieve as a footballer? And at this point, you're not accountable to anything. It's just daring to dream. This could be even academic. Maybe you want to do a PhD, a master's. Maybe you want to sort of set a business up, a personal training business. Maybe in life, you've got plans. And think about what you want to achieve. We spend a lot of time talking about being realistic and this, that, and the other. But sometimes it's good to let the mind go for it and just run wild and think, okay, why not dream? Why not just have the opportunity to think about things? And I showed you sort of the video earlier about the footballer, and okay, who's to know where anyone's going to sort of, how far anyone's going to go in football and in life. And that was an example of someone who got to the very top, and very few do. But you think, okay, well, why not me? Is always a good place to start, and I'll give them my best shot. But equally, as I said earlier, it's really important that we sort of, we grow academically. We see life in a more holistic way. But think about that, and think about this for a moment. If you were approaching the end of your career, the last match in your career what would you be thinking? I know it's hypothetical, and for many of you, it's starting now, your career's on the way. But if you were to look back and think, okay, what would you have wanted to achieve in your career? You look back on your time as a footballer, and irrespective of what level you play, generally speaking, a career goes on for so long, and that's why it's really important also, even if you do make it at the highest level, to think beyond the career. I truly think clubs should do more to work with players around this in terms of what else, and think beyond the career, because you've got a lot to give and a lot to offer. But if you think about that and think what was going through your mind, I think for me, it's about knowing you're giving it your best shot. It's about knowing that you've gone out there and given it everything you can, and you've gone into every training session done the best you possibly can. And sometimes we put dreams away. We sort of put things to one side, think, well, okay, I don't think, or someone's talked us out of going for something or whatever, and we don't bother. And you think, okay, I always say to people, life is sort of, too short not to have a goal. Obviously, it's not easy, and obviously it's a challenge. And I truly believe that's character building as well. So we build our character. We fall down, we get back up. We fall down, we get back up. That's what it's all about. Because life isn't easy, not just in football. So you can use football as an analogy of life, where you sort of fight to be the best you can be. And as I said last week, you're fighting to get into that 0.05 or 0.002%. And as you turn up there, no one's going to sort of, in the dressing room say, well, here you go. There's my shirt, I'll take it off, put yours on there. And they're not going to say, well, here you go, I'll even, bring you, make yourself comfortable in my place in the dressing room. You've got to fight for it. And that sort of goes for life too. But have a moment or two, have a few minutes or so to think about what your dream is and reflect on it. What is your dream to be? Sometimes people tell you can't do something. Sometimes teachers, friends, family, they might say, well, you're not, this, that, and the other. Sometimes they mean well, they see from their point of view as well. They might think otherwise, but sometimes it's worth thinking, okay, let me speak to people who have got there, or have been around people who've got there, and get some ideas there. But think for a moment, think about what your vision is, what your dream. It all starts with a vision. At one point, where you are now was your vision, guys. At one point, the level you're playing now was a vision. So think about what your vision is for yourself. That's what I need to sort of think about for a moment. And then we'll sort of carry on working on this, and we'll go from there.